If you were born poor, it's not your mistake. But if you die poor, it's your mistake. Ladies and gentlemen, how many times have you heard this statement? Do you agree with it? Now imagine, let us put you in the situation. What if you were born poor, studied well despite the difficulties, worked your fingers to the bone, pushed every inch of muscle in your body, did everything you can, and you still die poor? Would you still have blamed yourself? I know I wouldn't. This is the sad reality for our workers, farmers, jeepney drivers, factory workers, vendors. No matter how they enjoy the heavy traffic of busy roads, the endless honking of angry cars, no matter how many days they spend in the heat, sweating profusely with good morning towels in their shoulders, and how they disregard the physical exhaustion just to have something, anything, to feed their families. It is not their fault if they are poor. Ladies and gentlemen, let me state my facts. The main reason for poverty in our country is not joblessness. It is underemployment, low income, and the slow progression of economic development. But who is suffering the most from all of this? Who are the ones affected by all of this? The workforce. The people who work non-stop 7 days a week, but still does not get the salary they deserve. And on top of that, they suffer from poor working conditions. Their welfare is disregarded by most. Let me tell you all a story of protest. Jornal Kiza, 28. He was hired by a contractor sometime in 2010 to work for a condiments company in Marilao, Bulacan. Throughout the course of working there, he had been assigned to different tasks. He started as a bottle feeder, then came to be a machine operator for a popular gravy sauce. But after getting in an accident, he was eventually moved to mixing soy sauce. The work was hard, but does he have any other choice? Kahit uniform o protective gear, kami ang nagbabayad. Sabi, re-reimburse daw, pero hindi naman lahat. Minsan mahigit 12 hours sa isang araw kaming tatrabaho para na mapagkasya yung sweldo namin. Those were Kiza's exact words. Imagine, working 12 hours a day but still having the bare minimum of salaries. Having minimum wage salaries but working overtime is what this country seems to prove to be good at keeping. It's actually sad if you think about it. Those who are privileged remain so, but those who are poor become more and more so every day. Now Kiza and other proletariats had had enough of this. They wanted change, and so they made their act of protest. Overworked bodies marched as one to rally for their cause. They shouted until their voice gave out. Raise our wage! Prioritize working conditions! Help us! Hear us! Yet silence. All their cries were heard, not listened to. All their struggles were seen, but not looked upon. The only response that was replied to them was an act of violence. Policemen came and started hitting all of them forcibly. Wala naman kaming mga armas manlaban kaya dumapa na lang kami. Kiza said, People! Look! These are harmless human beings who just wants to fight for what is theirs and what is right. They mean nothing but to be able to provide for their families. So why? Why should you hit them for doing what is right? They were hitting the men and threatening all of them with guns. Sige, magrally pa kayo! Sige pa! As they continue slashing their bodies. Hindi sila tumigil hanggang sa may tao doon na nakahiga. Papaluin nila yung papaluin. Patela said, he is a co-worker of Kiza who received a heavy beating as well. Do you know how they got out of that situation? They pretended to be dead. They died before rising again, this time with the shame that they will carry, for they have been violated, but no one has been subjected by those violations that were made. That whole incident is wrong. Our workers have the right to demand an increase. They have the right to protest if they are being violated. It is their rights as laborers and as humans. They have the freedom of speech. We should have to thank our proletariats because they work in honor. Despite the difficulty, they do not exercise criminal activities. This is just one of the many scenarios where our poor Filipino workers are oppressed. Workers are seen as slaves, and more often than not, it is the truth. This statement bears no falsity, as we, the community, can serve as witness to this problem. Our workers have been enslaved by the system. They have been held captive by certain needs, burdened by the capitalist interests. Ladies and gentlemen, I mean to leave all of you here with only one thing. In the end, we must understand that it is called labor force, not forced labor.